What's up, guys? Welcome to the MMO Show, where I basically talk about MMO that's happened during the past week. Now, this week I want to go with a theme, just like I did last week. This week we're going to talk about MMOs and PvP. Now, in my book, there's three different types of MMOs with PvP. There's MMOs who stand alone, there's MMO theme park, and there's MMO you need to be good or get the F out, because you're probably going to get your behind kicked. So we're going to start off with In the League of Their Own. Now, the reason why I call this In the League of Their Own is because they're pretty good MMOs and pretty good PvP, and they're mixed together, and it's really hard to do that, but these next few that I'm going to show you do a good job of actually doing it compared to other things. And there's actually one here that's more PvP PvE than anything else. So pretty much, let's go right into it. As you can see right now, I'm looking at Terra. Now, Terra is an excellent PvP game. It's probably one of the best, if not the best. It's arguable. Everybody has their side. You know, some people says Terra, some people says Scion, some people say, you know, some people even say WoW, which is just like interesting, but is what it is. And Terra actually is a very good PvP game. It's very fair. There's no pay to win involved with Terra's PvP. So, you know, try it out, and I'll move on to the next one. Now, Darkfall is probably going to be the only game up here that's strictly PvP PvE. As a matter of fact, there's not even that much PvE in Darkfall at all, actually, I believe. So this is a hardcore game. You start off PvP, and it's a lot of cooperation, because if you don't cooperate with people pretty much gonna kick you behind. That's just how it goes. You're gonna talk ish if you want to, be a troll if you want to, troll people if you want to. You're gonna get your ass kicked. I'm just telling you, that's just how it rolls in Darkfall. It's that type of game. And you know, it's just one of those games that it should be more popular than it is, but it's just not, because it's a very hardcore game, and that kind of scares people away. You know, I hate to call them Care Bears, but you know, it kind of scares the Care Bears away. And when you scare the Care Bears away, then you have the middle of the pack who's a little bit Care Bear and a little bit hardcore. So if they got that little Care Bear in them, the Care Bear is gonna be like, oh no, I can't handle myself in this game because I'm getting my butt kicked going. It's just how it works. So then you have like a game that should be more popular that's not popular, because it doesn't really have a middle ground. It's either hardcore or just who feeds the hardcore. That's pretty much how this game is right now. It's the hardcore, and the people basically feed them. It's kind of not really a middle. If the game had a middle, then it'd probably be a whole lot more popular. So move on now. Like Scion, as I told you guys earlier, it's arguably one of the better PvP out there. It used to be better than the way it was back in when it first came out, when you had like Asmo's rating, like it was so fun. It was so good. And then just people, again, it's like the Care Bear. I hate to come back to that, but people complained. They said it was too hard. They said, oh my god, like every time I go out I'm getting ganked by somebody. Like learn how to take care of yourself, in my opinion. In these type of games, learn how to survive. If you can't survive alone, it's like, you ever hear the saying, it's dangerous to go alone? Don't go alone. Get a buddy. Get somebody to come hang out with you. It's harder for somebody to gank two people than it is to one. Matter of fact, most people, and it's kind of known, the less a person is mega in gear, if they see 2 or 3 people rolling together, they're not going to attack you. And even if they do attack you and call themselves trying to be pro, you're probably going to kill them if you have some type of skill. So just think about that with games like that, when you have PvP. Don't run on forums and complain that like, I can't do anything, I'm getting ganked. There's probably a reason why you're getting ganked, and you probably need to learn a little bit better about the game, or just bring friends. Bring friends is the quickest solution to all of that problems right there. So, and you should be playing with people anyway. Stop being a loner. Anyway, going to Guild Wars 2. Now, Guild Wars 2 quintessentially it's a PvE PvP game. I mean, it's like a slash down the middle. And it's about the only game in the market right now that's really literally a slash down the middle. It has a lot of PvP and it has a lot of PvE, and sometimes that kind of collides because nerfs happen, and that's the problem when it comes to MMO PvP. You can't have PvP be alone. It always bleeds over into the PvE, and PvE always bleeds over into the PvP. So you have these balancing patches that go back and forth. Like it'll swing one way, it'll swing the next, and then you have people get pissed. And Guild Wars 2 is a classic example of a game like that, where it bleeds back and forth, unfortunately. But not without saying, this game has pretty fun PvP, pretty fun siege PvP, and I think it's one of the better out there. I know some people would disagree, and they would say Lineage 2 and all that type of stuff. And Lineage I will not cover up here because it's kind of older. I would like them, to update a little bit. That's why I'm not covering it. So I know people are gonna be like, "Well, how are you gonna not have Lineage?" It's because it's old, and it's really not going anywhere. They're opening up legacy servers for Lineage Part 1. No, they don't get put on the server. Like, you don't get on this list. Let's go to the next one, which is the last one for this category. It was Age of Wushu. Now again, cut this out. Age of Wushu is in a league of its own. All the attacks and everything like this, like all of this right here. And this game is fun, but it had balancing problems, which I discussed earlier in the week. They're working on actually fixing those balancing problems and trying to make the game cooler and more streamlined, because the game really wasn't streamlined. It still really isn't streamlined. It still is kind of sandboxy, and when I say sandboxy, sometimes sandboxy is too much of sandboxy, when you have like no real direction. You don't really know what to do, and the game doesn't, like, if there was like a library and says, okay, you go sit in the library and you can learn how to play the game, and maybe it give you hints to go do different things, and that's different. This game doesn't do that. So you have a lot of times that people just don't know, and then there's not a lot of guides out on this game. Like, I think I've made more guides in this game than anybody else, and I hardly play it, and that's a problem. If I make more guides than the majority of the people on the net, and I hardly play, and I'm making more guides than everybody else, like that's a problem. Okay, the next thing I want to touch on is theme park MMOs that are basically, well, theme park PvP MMOs, and the king of all of them is World of Warcraft, and then World of Warcraft has all the clones and things that kind of take after it. Now, you have a lot of PvP in World of Warcraft. You have solo, you have 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 5-on-5, you have the battlegrounds, and they kind of set the blueprint for everybody else. As much as we want to hate on them, they still set the blueprint now, which is a little bit unfortunate, but you can't fight numbers. They're still making money. It's still a $1 billion producing company with this game, so you have to respect it and just move on. Like, I want to be like, oh, screw you, Blizzard, but I gotta respect it and move on. That's all I can really do. And speaking of theme parks, you have the next one, which is probably second next in line right behind them, which is Rift. Rift has pretty good when it comes to PvP as far as with classes, with the number of classes and the things that you can do in PvP. Now, the PvP itself is a little bit on the rough side because they had different problems. They have the Conquest, which is just like a total nightmare and a mess, and they keep trying to fix it, and it swings. It goes good, it goes bad. It's just so it's like really hard to even explain. It's like they're doing good and then they go back. It's like they do good and then they go back, but it's there. The PvP is there, and they have now the PvP dimensions where people can make their own PvP areas where you can just basically, make your own type of arena and fight and just come up with all types of crazy ideas. And this is the only game that's like that on the net right now, so they have that leg up on everybody that you can actually have PvP according to how you want it to be. So, definitely check it out. Next, you have Black Gold. Black Gold is definitely theme park MMO PvP, and it's a little bit on the pay-to-win side because you can manipulate the loot that you get, with their Sands of Time system. I know everybody was like, but come to, at the end of the day, it's really not that big a deal. It can be influenced by money, but you need a whole hell of a lot of money to influence it. So if there's guys who actually want to sit out there and pay close to $10,000 just to bend themselves minutely, which is really what's going on with that. It's like, it's really not that big a deal. But you got guys who got those black cards, and they'll swipe them black cards, and then they'll try to call themselves God mode, and like, look at me, I'm legendary in the video game because I spent like half a mortgage. Like, hey, happens. Then you have Scarlet Blade, which is like the freak show theme park MMO PvP. Like, you can't get more theme park than this. You can't get more ecchi, like close to porno as you can with Scarlet Blade, and I actually played a little while with Scarlet Blade, and I had this character right here. She looked almost exactly like her. I didn't want to actually look like that, but it actually ended up being like almost exactly like that. Like how did that armor stay on her? Like, that's not even the armor. Like how did she not get her behind kicked with that? That's like, why isn't it flying away? Like it just makes no sense to this game, the gear that they wear. But you know what it is. It's fan service. It's for the guys. It's for them to run around with female characters. Even though they do have a male character that's coming, which I will come back and play and be male in this game. I know people, why the hell you want to do that with all the females around? I'm going to come back and play. I'm going to be male in this game, just to prove a point, just to make a point, actually. You have Star Wars, which is again theme park, again out there. The PvP in this is actually a little fun. They have the hut ball and everything else like that, and they also have the battlegrounds too, and you know, arenas, that type of stuff. Now this game is a little bit because it uses the hero engine when it comes to PvP, and it's a little bit awkward sometimes. Like, I won't even say a little bit, it's a lot awkward sometimes, and it just makes you're like, oh, I want to do this move, and then you're like sliding. Like sliding attacking. Like, what am I playing, the Matrix Online again? Like you're gonna feel like you're actually doing that. And I really wish they would just get rid of hero engine and go to another engine. I would just so support them after that. Like, go to Unity. Like, do something. Like, get rid of hero engine, because it's just like they've made it as good as it's possibly gonna be, to be honest with you. So clap. But they just go to something else, please. Swordsman Online, again, another theme park type of one, and it's the last one for this right now. Swordsman Online is definitely, I won't say it's on the edge of pay to win too. You can manipulate it a little bit. It's more manipulated than Black Gold is, to be honest with you. And this game is more about action than Age of Wushu is. That's why it's not in the same category as Age of Wushu. Age of Wushu is like, it's one of a kind with Age of Wushu, and the moves are more authentic than in this game. Like, I like Swordsman Online, but it just has a lot of historic inaccuracies, which are just humorous. And it also takes away from the game, though, which is kind of a problem when you see like the Wu-Tang uses swords the way they do. Like, they're using the two-handed sword, and then they're using like spinning slash attacks. Like, I didn't see that in any karate movie ever. Even the cheesy ones where they be flying around on a string and like they got the knee out. You guys know those type of games. They be jumping through the air like that in slow motion and stuff like that. Like, it's, I don't even know what the hell that is. I don't even know how they even thought back in the day that was a good idea to even make graphics like that or something like that, or effects. But that's the way they act. And I never saw anything like that Swordsman Online. Okay, the next and last thing that I want to actually check out is MMO PvPs or PvP games that you actually need to be good at to actually survive in PvP. Now, the PvP in Dragon Nest is more arena based and ladder based, but with that said, they are hardcore. They do their thing in this game, and it's one of the games that I severely have to test myself just to even beat somebody. And it's just like, people are just that good. Now, I've been playing this for like years, and I can't even remember how long I've actually been playing this game, and I actually am pretty good at Dragon Nest and have a pretty high level character, but it's just that competitive that even if you stop for a little bit and everybody gets new moves and stuff like that, it's like starting all over again. And it's just like, it's probably, in my opinion, the hardest PvP game to play. And the reason why that is because people are just that good in this game. So, moving along, we have Vindictus. Now, Vindictus is also another one of those games where the PvP in this game is pretty hard. People are pretty good. And I don't know what it is. It's just that these type of games, like this, again, it's another ladder and not that much arena. I mean, well, it's arena and ladder, but not that much battleground type of PvP. But it's more one-on-one, in your face, and you gotta do your thing. And if you can't do your thing, they gonna kick your ass, basically. So just think about it, you know, give it a good go, because it is a very good game. And not last, we got one more after this one. Continent of the Ninth Seal. Again, this is another one of those games, as you see here, like this overseas, like China, jeez, like I can't even F with those dudes at all. I try and I beat a few and got all happy and ran around and said, yeah, Western world, and then basically China could like buy half of the Western world. But yep, it's a good game. That's a totally, we won't go into politics. It's a good game. I tell you, everything I put, every game up here that I put here they're all good games in their own right. I don't think any of them suck. I think they all deserve a try. If you want to try to, always try to bring things to you. And the last one is a newcomer, and the reason why I put it up here that you need to be good is because you need to be good, but not too many people know about it in this Transformers universe. Now, the reason why I put this up here and I put it last is because this is kind of a new game, and the action in this game is pretty crazy, and it takes a little while to get used to. It takes a little while getting used to people trolling you with the vehicles and people like, just doing some really nasty stuff in this game. It brings a whole different type of strategy because you can transform, and I remember trying to kill this guy and he literally out transformed me, and I was so annoyed because I never seen anybody fight like that before. It was interesting and annoying at the same time because it brought it opened my eyes. I'll say that much. It opened my eyes because I didn't even know you could fight the way that he was fighting, and it was just pretty good. So that's about it. I don't have anything else for you this week. Next week is going to be pretty crazy because the 15th is when a whole lot of games are going to be announcing what the hell they're doing, including Black Desert and Skyforge, which I am, and press releases for both. So I don't know what the hell is going to go on with that. And Skyforge said they're going to put out news talking about when the beta is, and I'm still going to be like, I'm going to be annoyed if I'm in the beta at the same time like everybody else when I've been in press release for like the last freaking 5 months. So yeah, I'm going to be annoyed. So my group, you look at my videos, don't do that. Don't go there. If everybody who's in press release, we better be sitting in beta before everybody else. Don't do it. Don't. Everybody else, be legendary. I will catch you guys next week with the MMO show. My next video, I don't know what it's going to be because I'm going to be in a beta today. I'm actually going to be in a podcast today, so look out for the podcast. And I'm actually, if I find out what the time in the podcast is, and you're actually going to see me live on camera. So it'll be the first time you actually see me live on camera too. So if you guys can tune in, please. Give us some support. It's going to be on Treon World Games. I'm going to be with Kiwi, which is Dream. You'll find out. Kiwi, Seaton, and now I'm forgetting another person's name. Well, I'm not even because I'll be guessing. You're gonna see. I'll put everything in the description, and I'll see you guys in the live stream. I'll see you guys in the podcast. If not, I will see you in the next video, which is going to be on Monday, and I do not know what it's going to be. So yeah. Peace. Thanks for watching me, Scion Storm. I do anything and everything MMOs. If you like what you saw here, please like and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter and Twitch, and get at me on any social media that you feel. I am on there. Holla at me. Be legendary, and I will see you next time.